Grasshopper Conference. So now you're probably wondering, what even is this Grasshopper Conference? So basically it's just this huge conference where they're trying to bring together women from all over the world that are in computing. That can be information systems, computer science, computer engineering, any of the above. Even they had a hardware track this year. And so this picture to the right was the keynote, which this is actually my picture. I was sitting down on the floor, and it was absolutely crazy. I did not expect to fill the Houston Rockets NBA stadium with women, so it was absolutely ridiculous. But basically, it's just the World's Arts Conference for women in computing. So it's from the middle of October. It was over 15,000 attendees, which 1,000 of those were men, so they did have men there. And then it was organized by the Anita Borg Institute for Women Technology, but the Association for Computing Machinery, which is ACM. And so as you can see, 15,000 people, that's a whole lot. And it's grown tremendously from, they said in 2010 they had only 2,000 people. So they are experiencing huge growth pains. It was absolutely tremendous to have that many people together, but they sold out the registration in at least, I think it was 5 minutes last year. So it was just awesome. I'll go on into more detail, but basically how did I hear about it? So what I did was my friend, I don't know if you guys know Christine Mattingly, but she graduated 2 years ago, and she actually works in Louisville now, and she was one of my good friends, and she had went to Grasshopper, that would have been 3 years ago from now, and she had an absolute blast, and just basically told me, like, you should really go, kept on advocating for me to go, and I've been to SWE conferences, because I was the president of SWE last year, and I was really into that, so I was like, I'm good for now. Well, and then last year, I was like, all right, let's just look into this. So basically, what I looked into, a little, somewhat broke college student, and the Scholar Award basically pays for everything. So it covers your registration, your meals, your hotel, your airfare, all this and that, and all I had to do was submit my resume, a few essays saying how I would benefit from the conference, and all this and that, and then questions, just, the basic, who are you kind of thing. And that was in March. So I've been planning for this for a really long time. Got accepted in June. They had over 3,000 applications, and they accepted 500 from their committee. So I had no clue that I'd be accepted. I was just totally spitballing out there. So I was beyond excited for that. And the reason I have this picture up here is because another reason I wanted to go was at the time I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my full-time job once I graduated. And there was over 300 sponsors who attended. So this career fair is massive. I don't know if you can imagine, but this is companies, this is colleges, graduate programs, anything you could imagine. It was huge, and they filled the whole entire first floor of this exhibition center with companies. And so this is just a little glance of it, but it just went massive. So here's a little picture of us, just a little break. So this was my roommate that I got paired with. She was a scholar as well. She's from Oregon. And then these two, I got an Uber with from the airport, so I met them and we became friends throughout the conference. This was at the last night. It was sponsored by Google, so we had all these colorful stuff on. It was really fun. Okay, so what did I learn? So, of course we have the seminars. Every conference has seminars, but these were superb. I was not expecting them to be as beneficial as what I thought they would. And so basically, it was a lot about technical, but also the social skills. So the technical side, there was the iOS versus Android application programming tips. So all the compatibility issues, all this and that. So they had a panel of women that it was Facebook, Google, Uber, Yelp, I think, and they were talking about the struggles that they've had about growing with both platforms. And one cool thing, I never heard of React Native. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but it's a JavaScript library that you can use to build the user interface, and I had never heard of that. So they suggested that we use that. And then also one of the panelists, she was on the team to make, on Facebook where when you like something, it can do a heart, it can do a frowning face, like all the different animations. She was on the team for doing that because I never thought about the extensiveness of that project, but you can't just put any old JPEG, any GIF in there because it's way too big for you to update and for it to move and still look decent on your app. So she had to go through all this stuff to do that. And then moral machines, ethics, and artificial intelligence. I saw Dr. Goldsmith in here, but the artificial intelligence was all the hot rage at the conference. And so one of the big ones that I enjoyed was the philosophy behind it and how they're going to have to decide different things. So imagine, of course, the big thing is Teslas. I just saw one on the way in. Imagine if you're driving and it's going down the road and you're about to get hit by someone, and you decide whether to crash into the car full of 10 people or the car full of one person who's older. Like all those different concepts that I never really thought about. So it's really cool to think about all that. And they had all kinds of majors up there. And then negotiation skills. So I know for me, the hardest career thing I did this year was negotiate my salary for next year. I had no clue what I was doing, and it was extremely stressful. So I went to one of those, more behavioral seminars, and it was extremely helpful. So just stuff like that where I feel like I learned a tremendous amount. And if you're really interested, on this sign-up sheet, I'll send out my slides, but also with it will be a link for the presentation slides at Grace Hopper. You can look online and they're there, but you can see all the slide decks that they presented. Okay, and then networking. This was the huge part that I really learned from. So this was just networking with people in lines, people at my lunches that we would just sit down with randomly. So a lot of these seminars that I went to, my favorite ones, had at least, 500 people in the room or more. And so you would just have to get there 30 minutes before, sit down in line, and then it would wrap around the room, and you would just talk to whoever's next to you instead of being on your phone. And I would talk to people of all ages, different places, from different countries. And it's really hearing their experience at the conference. Some of them have been in the recent years. Some of them have never been. It was really cool. So that was probably my favorite part. It was cool learning everything, but just meeting with other people and hearing their stories was just really inspiring for me. And then also these networking events at night. So this is one of the pictures on the side. This was hosted at one of the restaurant/pubs near the place, and it was hosted by 2 Sigma, and it was just a blast. So we got to network with not only the company, but also fellow attendees, and just have an absolute blast. But the cool thing that I didn't realize was how, prestigious it was that I was there. I didn't realize that I was the only student from Kentucky, not even just UK, but from Kentucky in general that was there. And that's what really hit me when I would talk to people in lines, and they'd be like, oh yeah, we have about 20 of us from Northwestern, or there's I'm from Duke, and we have at least 15. And they make it so nonchalant, and I'm just like, dude, that is an awesome, huge privilege that you guys have. And so that's where I started thinking about what can I do to help here? What can I do to bring all this information back to UK? Especially because the national average for women in CS is 18%, and we're at about 16 right now, and I think that we can do a whole lot better. We can beat that national average. Okay, so now what is ACMW? So a lot of you know ACM, but basically ACMW is just a branch off of that is international. So they have 155 chapters across the globe, and basically we created our own mission statement already, and we have 3 main goals. So it's kind of the basic, raise awareness for the issues faced by women in technology, prepare students for careers in technology, and then encourage women to join and stay in the field. So this is, all these 3 bullet points can encapsulate outreach and do the, any recruitment events, any kind of networking dinners, mentorship, when we can flush that out. But for now, you're probably asking, here, this is the 155 chapters, and actually BCTC has a chapter, so we can do stuff with them. Awesome. But they're the only other ones in the state, so Louisville doesn't have one yet, so we're already beating them on that. Okay, so what have we done so far? So, first, this all started 3 weeks ago, so my life's been a little bit crazy since then, but I got back and was just super invigorated from the conference, and I was like, okay, what can I do to make this happen before I lose this invigoration and, get back to senior year? And so I started emailing other presidents. I would just search in Google ACMW chapters, and UVA had an awesome website, and I was really impressed by it, so I sent them an email, and their president replied within 4 hours with this huge email just detailing everything from how they got started, how their relationship is with ACM, all kinds of different stuff. And it was a huge help. I was extremely grateful for all the amount of effort that they put into that email, because that's what got the ball rolling. So from there, before I did anything, I wanted to check in with Dr. Ramacek. I have him for class, so I started there, but I also realized he is the faculty sponsor for ACM, and so that was a great double duo. And then a few ACM members. Met with them, and they were super open to the chapter, and I cannot thank them enough for all the support, because they really want this to happen. This is going to be a joint effort, and we're going to try to get more women into ACM so that it's just overall a very, welcoming environment for everybody. And I just can't be more thankful for, I don't see our Dean and Stephen, but they're here somewhere. And then applied. Well, it was due a week after the lady emailed me from UVA. So that was a little time crunch. But basically we submitted it, everybody helped me out and got it going. So submitted this huge application to get hopefully $3,000. We'll hear back from them, but that money will go towards recruitment, certain events that we'll have, and then also we're going to save some for Grace Hopper to sponsor certain students to go next year. Okay, and then of course we have Dr. Jen Hayes. That's a round of applause. So she has really stepped up. I have never met actually Dr. Hayes until today, which is hilarious because we've been emailing so much in the past few weeks. But she has been an absolute phenomenal help and assistance, and she's agreed to be one of our faculty sponsors, and the catch with that is that she is an extremely busy lady, and so we're on the hunt for at least one more. So if you know any teachers that would be, perfect for this, ideal, let me know. I've reached out to most of them, and Dr. Goldsmith there in the back has been super helpful too with different articles and everything getting going. Okay, so what's next? So actually one of the articles that Dr. Goldsmith sent me was that the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, they gave basically this huge article about how they have 48% women now in their computer science freshman class. That's huge. Like, that is phenomenal for them to have that. And considering the fact that they started in 2012 with only 6%, that is a tremendous leap, 6% to 48 now. And so what they attribute a lot to it was, not only the department, but also mainly this ACMW club that they have at U of I. They did a lot of outreach, a lot of retention plans, everything this and that, and it has really helped their pipeline in getting them to U of I. So that's why, it's been really pushing me along this whole time, and just why I'm really involved in it, because I want that to be us. Like, why can't we be U of I? Why can't we be anywhere? So what's next? So this semester, basically, we need to organize the chapter. So, figure out the chair, the vice chair. We need to get at least 10 members so that we can have an official chapter, which I think would be easy. And then build a group of founding members, like I said, and organize our first meeting. And then also finding the extra sponsor. Any kind of help we can find. So how it's going to work with ACM is that we're going to not have our own meetings in the beginning. We're going to have everybody encouraged to attend ACM meetings, which are every Thursday, and we're going to try to get everybody to those, but then also to the ACMW events. So everybody's welcome to come out to the ACM meetings, the cat hacks, everything like that, and we're going to really help out with that this year. But also above that, we're going to have the extra women's meetings that will be networking dinners with faculty and students, and different kinds of meet the graduates nights, where we're trying to really bridge that gap between undergraduate and graduate. Certain outreach and more stuff like that. And then, the whole reason that I started with this was because I wanted more women at Grace Hopper from UK, and this would be a huge help. Would be not only through the club to have funding for it, but also finding donors. So I'm going to try to be the face and lobby out and get some donors from alumni and different people. So hopefully that'll work out as well. Monica Nielsen and I have been brainstorming a little bit for trying to get that going once we get this ball rolling. Okay, so now this is where you all come into play. So this is, basically this is a picture of a very enthusiastic chapter that's already been formed. But this could be us because I need your all's help. I need your input. I need you to spread the word. So there's a sign-in sheet in the back that if you haven't signed it in yet and you want to be on our mailing list, I'll send out emails to everyone with the slides. But also if you have any ideas, let me know. If you know anybody who would be interested, let me know. Because really, I'll be graduating this year as a senior, and I just wanted to get the foundation going, and so I'll need people to continue it next year and make sure that to see this progress through. And it can go, the potential is endless for this club, so I really want support on both sides to get this going. But yeah, that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, let me know, but I think that was the quick presentation. Thank you.
Our mail
anybody's welcome, just the chair and the vice chair have to be registered. But yeah, men are welcome, we're not exclusive or anything like that. Same thing about Smith Suite, we're gonna have men there too. So yeah, more than welcome. We need help on both sides.
Yeah.
A little bit related to that, I was wondering if the same chapter as well. I'm not sure for LGBT peoples as in like
Of course. Completely inclusive, yeah. Trying to get all that ball rolling. I was just in a diversity meeting this morning with the College of Engineering, and they're really looking into helping that cause as well. So that's what you're hoping to be inclusive here, because I'm very passionate about that.
You want to tell us what Grace Apple was?
Oh yeah, she built the first compiler. So she was awesome. I can't remember the year. Do you remember the actual year? I know Dr. Gromchek talked about the first day.
It was Cobalt.
Yeah, she
I
was
associate
amazing.
with Cobalt, and also she was fundamental in the early design programming languages.
Yeah.
Wasn't she responsible for the Taliban?
I don't think so, but it's possible.
There is an urban legend about it, but it had probably been used before that.
Finish her career as an admiral.
Right, Admiral